Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Today I'm going to be doing an album share of the engagement album that I created for my daughter. And I'm just showing you the spine here of the We Are Memory Keepers 12 by 12 album. And you'll notice with the first few layouts, they're kind of a fall theme. Now, what I did with the engagement photos that I used was I also used them not only to create this album, but for a lot of the projects that I had for assignments for creative teams and so on. And so you'll notice that I've kind of done double duty with creating this layout. So this first layout that I showed you there is definitely fall themed, as is this one. I think this one here was created for Just Nick, and you can see that I've used the Just Nick cut file in there, and of course one of the engagement photos from the kids. So I really loved creating this album. It was so much fun. I learned a lot about my style as a scrapbooker, and I, of course, thoroughly loved working with these photographs. Now, the photos that I used in this album are almost 100% from Gina's portraits. And Gina is a photographer in Saskatoon. She is really, I would say, internationally known. She is an amazing photographer, and she also took the kids' wedding photos this past weekend. She's just amazing, and sadly, I believe she is moving her business to Alaska, as I've heard that she will be moving, and that's kind of sad news, obviously, for Saskatoon, but it'll be fun to see what Gina does in the future. The photos that she takes are, well, I mean, they speak for themselves. They're amazing. The kids had so much fun with her again this weekend with their wedding photos. Now, I just love how these layouts turned out. You can see lots of them here kind of coordinate with each other. These last three I created with at the Crop and Create event last fall. And this layout here I created with Felicity Jane products. And here you can see on the side, this is just all quotes. Now, you will be able to actually go back onto my channel and see process videos for most of these layouts, except of course for the ones that I did at Crop and Create. Those I did not videotape or I did not record, but most of the rest of them I did. So I really loved this layout. I had so much fun using this paper. It was in my stash for quite a while, and it's a Webster's Pages piece. It's a beautiful piece of paper, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to use it. I didn't really want to cut it up, but then when I saw the photos that Gina took of Bailey's ring, they absolutely match this paper perfectly. It's like it was meant to be. So I just went into my stash. I was so happy. I'd been hoarding that paper. It worked out perfectly. You can see this layout here. I've used another one of the Just Knit cut files. This was a creative team project. I just really love how this turned out. Once again, my love of a white background and lots of white space on a layout is really evident with this and many of the other layouts in the album as well. So this one here too, you can see the white space and some mixed media on this one as well as a cut file. Really love incorporating white backgrounds with mixed media, and you can see that I've done that on this layout as well. You can see that there's stitching on some of the layouts, and this one you can see there's a lot of dimension in the center of the layout with that chipboard frame that I believe is a crepe paper piece. You will also see that I really like to use frames around my layouts. I do that quite a bit on them, and here you can see that this was right around Christmas time when I worked on this one. I think this was another Just Knit creative team project using that Joy cut file. So pretty, I love that, and of course the Pink Fresh collection that was used there. This one, once again, using some mixed media, and that you can see that black and white frame around the layout. So this is a white background. I've used a stencil with some texture paste on there, and I'm going to say maybe some mist or some distress ink or something like that on there. This layout, again, another Just Knit creative team project. You can see the cut file at the top. Once again, the white background, incorporating some patterned paper into the layout as well. And that stunning Gina's portraits photo there in the center. Love that picture of the kids. More white background. I actually should go through this layout and take a look at how many white backgrounds I use. But you can also see there's a little bit of mixed media behind each of those two cluster areas and the photo mat area. That little crooked sticker is really going to bug me. I'm going to have to go back in and take this out and fix that up because it is crooked and I hate that. So I'll have to go back and fix that later. It wasn't going to move for me here. Now, there are some layouts in here where I've used pattern paper as a background, and this is one of them. This layout I used a Scrapbook and Cards Today kit to create. So this was actually a layout that they had created the sketch for and the sample for, and I just followed it like a recipe and it came together very nicely. I love that. And this one is using some Vicki Boutin products, and you can see that I've used a stencil in the background with some texture paste and a little bit of Distress ink in the background, a little bit of dimensional cuts with those hearts there that are adhered to some vellum with some sewing. And another Just Knit creative team project here, and also using some Felicity Jane products. You can see the cut file there. I actually discovered later that Nicole had a cut file that was floral that matched that one that's on the vertical. So I might even go back later and change up that cut file that's on the right there for a matching one that's on the vertical. This one is, you can see Bailey and Brady working on their wedding invitations here. Bailey's on the right and Brady's on the left there. And this one, some pattern paper, which I love using pattern paper. I just feel like I don't do it as often as the white background, but you can see the signature frame around this one too, something that I like to do often. And I really love black and white paper in my stash for frames. This is my favorite layout in the whole album. I love it. It's simple, it's classic, it's elegant, I just really like it. It was easy to create, and one of my favorite companies or products that I love are from Crate Paper and Maggie Holmes. To me, there's just nothing better out there. And I have a lot of favorites, but this would have to be at the top. I just really love Crate Paper and Maggie Holmes. So awesome. Pebbles Pattern Party kind of peeks through in lots of the different layouts in this album, and this one is Prima collection. I think it was called Amelia, and I love this layout. I think it's just so soft and delicate and pretty. I like that vertical stamp that I used there, and I like that one too. This is another one of the gorgeous Nicole Noah Sad cut files from Just Knit, creating the background, and more Maggie Holmes Crate Paper. This is from Flourish. This photo was not one of Gina's. It's just one that I snapped of the kids and the little guy that was their ring bearer. It's a little nephew of the kids, and it's such a cute little photo. This is one of my favorite layouts I've created recently. This was for Scrapbook Nerd, and this was a project where we were featuring the cut files in the Scrapbook Nerd shop, and I just used a little bit of Distress ink in the background using the packaging technique for each of those clusters. That's the album, guys. Lots and lots of months of work creating these layouts. I'm really happy with how it came together. I think it's, just a nice collection of scrapbook artwork, and of course, beautiful photographies, some quotes, a little bit of journaling here and there. And I think what I might like to do is just go back and add a couple of pages of just straight journaling and insert them in at perhaps the beginning and then at the end, and just to kind of as a culminating piece for the album. This is a fun project. If it is a lot of work to create the 12 by 12. I'm thinking about doing a mini album maybe with the wedding photos. We'll wait and see. Gina has told Bailey that she's got 1,000 photos. Yes, 1,000 to work with. And we had 250 engagement photos, and I just picked and chose the ones that I kind of loved the most for the album. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed my album. I hope it inspired you to create an album and maybe create some 12 by 12 layouts that you will love and help you out with your memory keeping. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you another time. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.